Hey players, this is Friaza and I'm making another Roblox scripting LUA tutorial. This tutorial will be on camera manipulation and sorry it took so long. Mostly because I kept delaying it and then Roblox Studio 2013 came out, so it took them a few weeks to get it all worked out. So where to start from? I should probably mention that the best way to use camera in Roblox is local script. Because camera is in, or instance, it depends on your game really. You might not want to check whether it's called camera or instance, and if so, call it instance or camera. And yeah, it's in workspace, so it doesn't relate to the player. So to make it relate to the player, well actually before that, it's such a weird topic to cover. I should probably say that if you want it to relate to your player specifically, you should probably know that each player has their own camera, even though it's in workspace. I'm not sure how this works because you can't see studio mode in game, so I'm not sure if you get more instances or cameras or if it's just inbuilt to know what player's which. But all you need to do is, let's say, add a local script into Starterpack, and then say cam equals workspace dot instance or camera, depending on what your thingy is called. I'm not sure how that works, it keeps changing. Like some of my games it's instance, some's camera. It's really annoying how it always changes. Actually, in Friaza Escape, the first boss Demon King, it actually had a barrier around the portal, which has created this complicated mathematical sum which made it more transparent to every single damage it took, or melee damage, which took me ages to figure out. And you had to defeat the shield around it, which had like 2000 HP before you could even get in, or was it 4? I don't know. And then it would allow you in. But because I was used to calling it camera, and in that game it appeared as instance, it didn't work. Then other glitches appeared, but yeah, and just lots of problems. Eventually I got the barrier thing working, but then the portal itself wouldn't work, and I just scrapped it. It was too much hassle with the trip detector and all that. But aside from that, back to the main point, we've assigned instance as cam equals workspace.instance, so that each player's camera will be referred to as cam when they spawn. And let's see. Okay, their field of view is 70, so let's make a variable called fov and equals 70, and then a wee loop for I equals 1, 50 to, oh okay, I keep putting it's I by accident, but there's no problem with I, it's a bad habit for me to teach others. You can name the loop anything you want, so I'll name the loop fov change. It's 150 to I, is just easier to use. And fov equals fov minus 1 cam dot field of view equals fov, and then we'll leave that at that for now. Before that we should probably tag player, so this is from the starter pack, so player will be the parent of the script, which is the starter pack, then the player, equals script dot parent player wait for data ready. And since data can't load in build mode or edit mode and all that, we will comment that out with the button to the left of your equals marked twice. I'm using an American keyboard. I'm not actually American. I always set my keyboard up as American by accident, which is a pain. But just do that wee sign, which I should know the name of but don't. Yeah, let's try resetting and see if this works. Roblox Studio 2013 isn't that bad once you get used to it. It's slightly annoying because you can just tell it's made for Androids and stuff as well as computers, but yeah, there we go. And it zooms in. Now we're going to add a wait to this, so it will last 5 seconds. Now that we know it zooms in, and then we're going to copy this loop and then just change it to +1. It's not really hard at all. And in between those we're going to put wait 5 again, so that it will make your camera zoom in till the field of view is 20. It can't go below 20 or above 90 or something like that. It might be 120, but anyway, I know the minimum is 20, or it was months ago, but it may have changed, I don't know. So we're making it go from 70 to 20, then wait 5 seconds, and then we're making it go from 20 to 70. It's not hard at all. Cameras are really quite simple. I have a terrible memory, but once you know how cameras work, it's really just basic scripting. It's I wasn't even sure if it was worth covering a tutorial on it, but see the dramatic effect you get here. So yeah, what else can I do with, what would you want to know? Well, one thing I do is when the player's health changes in Fairy Tail, what's it called again? Fairy Tail Trials, S-Class Trials. Your camera like zooms in and out, so you could use it for that using dot changed. I won't go into that because I've already done dot changed, and all we need to do is change the field of view in and out. But you can also use the camera for making the player's camera go to something else. Like I'll go to my models and then guest. And now I'm going to make things trickier, just to show what kind of stuff you can do with this. Okay, insert object script, and inside the script in the right arm I'm going to paste, you don't need to do this but you can if you want, I'm going to paste the local script in and disable it, and then there, cam dot, it's okay if you don't know what I'm doing now, I'll explain it in a second. Cam dot, scroll down here, camera, this is annoying, cam dot camera subject, which is a feature to the right here of instance or camera. And as you'll see, it's humanoid, which locally is our humanoid, which is inside our character here. But what we'll want to change it to is where'd he go? I'll call him Bob. Equals workspace dot Bob dot humanoid. If you put it to humanoid, it's very efficient. And then we can put, I won't bother with the loop, cam dot field of view equals 25, wait 5, humanoid, and back to 70. And what this will do is, what I'm going to do is when the player touches Bob's arm with the dot touch script, which I'm going to write in a second, it will copy this disabled local script over to your backpack and then enable it, because it can only work locally, which is a pain. There's other ways to work around it, but I've not messed around enough with this, so sorry if this tutorial is terrible, which is why I didn't make a tutorial on it, but I've gotten so many requests I can't really ignore it. So even if I've only used like cameras for making the health stimming thing for Riku's game, and the camera for Nuns 2, and a few minor things. Actually, that's pretty much it. I've only used the camera like a few times, so I'm really bad at it. I got a lot of experience in Friaza Escape with the undone update, but yeah. Hopefully this tutorial won't suck. Okay, I think this is about right. So script, I'm going to write a .touch script, function handshake part being whatever touches the arm. Well, not yet, but script.parent.touch, script.parent being the arm, connect, actually dot parent, okay, actually npc right arm dot touch connect handshake npc left arm. Notice this is like underlined in red, so that just means it's not right now, but this may be annoying to you at first, but I'm used to it because every other programming language does it, so C# gives a lot of that stuff too. It just takes a little to get used to. It's actually really handy because it will tell you your errors, which at first was just glitchy and annoying, but I've kind of grown accustomed to it, or they fixed it. I'm not sure whether I just got used to it or they made it more efficient. I probably just had a bad first experience with it. But, handshake npc dot head. Don't need to repractice this since it's all one word. And I'm so used to typing on touch, but I'm trying not to call it untouched because I just don't want you to call it an untouched script because it's a .touched script and I'm just naming it untouched. So you can't call it an on handshake script, so I don't want to give you any bad habits here. Connect handshake, and there we go. So that whenever, if anything is touched, it will connect the script even though it's only in the right arm. And then we'll call the script X just for convenience's sake. Equals script, referring to this script even though it's in non-caps. It has to be like lowercase script. Dot local script, local script being the child of script, which is here. I'll give this a better name actually. I'll call it camzoom. There we go. Camzoom, and this is a bit important. You want to do like hold down shift and press the button to the left of your @ sign in the keyboard, or to the right of the letter L. It may be different for you, I'm not sure, but to create these I'm kind of double thingy. And then clone, which is an inbuilt function which will clone the previously stated item, which is script.camzoom, which is down here. And then we'll want to parent the clone, which will be equals part. Oh wait, yeah, one problem. We need to know that it's actually a person first before we do all this. F part dot parent find first child humanoid, then end, and going to click tab a few times to indent this, and then we'll want to disable the script. Oh yeah, there's a better system for this actually. What's the most efficient way to do this? Name.players get player from character part.parent, then player equals, and then we'll copy this chunk of code here over here, And now we know where player is. If you don't know what this does, it basically searches the game.players folder, which I'll just create enough space to show you here. In game, which is like all above all this, in Explorer, you have workspace, players, lighting, starter GUI, Starterpack, debris, teams, and sound service. Players is the players folder, so what you're doing here is going, you probably just did players, but in a game.players, which is this folder, get player from character is an inbuilt function which gets a character and finds if it's actually a player. This is handy for if you have loads of like Friaza NPCs and then you have real Friaza and you don't want it to react to the fake Friaza, so you check if it's you need to get it. You can't just find first child part up here because that will mean that any Friaza can be attacked. But if you use get player.character, we've got a player from character, then that means that only the real one can be can make the script activate. So that's the difference between get player from character and find first child. In this case, we only want it to react to a real player because like NPCs won't have starter pack, which is what makes this whole thing tricky. And it's caused me an awful lot of trouble in my Naruto game. Oh, I've messed up with the end, so here, oops, third end. So yeah, equals player dot backpack, which is here. And this probably won't work first day round, don't get me wrong. Most things I do are a first, but everything's kind of similar once you learn the ropes of things, so it's not really that different from other things that I've done. Okay, it's not working. No biggie. Dot touched. Oh, whoops. Sorry. I thought something was weird when I was typing this. For head and torso, I didn't type dot touched because I was too distracted in explaining why I wasn't putting these brackets. I completely forgot. Yeah, so it's npc.head.touched. Yeah, sorry about that. My bad. Let's see if there's any other mistakes. I don't see any, but there might be in-game scripts which will show up when we actually I mean we are in game. It's a bad habit for me saying that from games that you have to run them and then check for the errors, but we'll see if there's any real-time errors when we actually. Okay. Whoops. Oh, okay. I'm an idiot. I'm bad at tutorials. I know the problem, don't worry about that. I hope you didn't try it yourself. I actually realised it after I hit it like hundreds of times. What I meant to do, which I said, well, I briefly mentioned what I was going to make a system for without disabling it, which is why I deleted the disabled. What I'm going to do is make it check to see if we have cams in, and if not, we give cams in. And also a problem I did was I didn't give cams in a remover, and also I didn't disable it, so I did like loads of minute problems which would lead to hundreds of cams in just sitting there disabled. Ah god. This is one thing I hate about the new ROBLOX. You can't just drag everything, it like just selects it when you click over here, so but you can hold control and just keep clicking. I hate how like ROBLOX is trying to make itself like an app game, like seriously. If people are serious about gaming, they should sit down at a laptop or a PC and start. Seriously, who like goes with like an iPad or something and starts going in ROBLOX? It's like 2 buttons, come on. At least make 2 versions of ROBLOX. This is exactly what Windows did when they made Windows 8. I mean, oh god, idiot, Microsoft made Windows 8. Windows 8 is totally not supposed to be a... it's more suited for phones and stuff than actual PCs. Jesus. Wait, it'd be easier just resetting. Sorry about that. Oh god, I'm an idiot. Okay. I didn't think of that in the first place because I am stupid, but moving on. Let's fix them minor problems. First of all, x.disabled equals false, which will enable the script because it's disabled here. So that will enable it after it goes into our backpack. And then second of all, we want to remove the script by using script.remove once it finishes running. Don't worry about the now, just don't disable it. It will just cause an error, and it won't actually cause any problems because it will reboot itself. But you don't want a script to run when you notice an error because it will create unnecessary errors in the output. So that's why it's always good to disable them if it's not in the right place. And then the checker. And oh, not here. And oh, nah, that's a bad place to put it. I don't like doing loads of if statements, but it's more efficient to do it this way. Well, not more efficient, but we can have to. If player dot backpack find first child camsim is equal to nil, then oops, end and another end here now, and indent that more. Which what it does is it will only run this if camsim, if you don't have camsim. I should probably disable it too, to be honest. Normally I wouldn't because there might be multiple people trying to use it, but even if there is, it shouldn't cause that much of a problem. Since it's only for like a millisecond. And 0.25. Just so that camsim has enough time to load itself. We don't want 5 camsims going in and spamming. Well, you get my point. Hopefully. Any errors? Okay. And as you can see, we ran into Bob there, and our camera led to Bob. Went to Bob, which is quite a wee interesting feature. And what you could also do with this, let's say you walk into a doorway, to a shop owner. Imagine there's a shop here. Just imagine a 3D shop with your imagination's doors. When you walk through the doorway, you can put the script in the doorway, which makes your camera go to Bob, which is, it's not even any harder at all. You just need to change all you need to change is the stuff, because a door wouldn't have left arm and all that, and then make it Bob. And you can even make it slowly zoom in, or what you could do is you could make a brick in the toolbox, and then let's see, bricks, and then make it look invisible, and then anchor it with the anchor here. Okay, and then what you could do is when you run in the doorway, it puts this inside your camera with a local script, making it local, and then you could move it forward, or actually what you could do is you could put a script this is simpler. I don't want to go into overcomplicated stuff because you'll probably already know it or not get it. Make one of these like I have in my Naruto game, and then have a loop which makes it go back and forth like this. Script. I use a while to do script, but for this case I'll just use a simple, well, I'll put this in the loop. Do end script dot parent dot cframe script dot parent dot cframe times oops new, 1 0 0. Well, that's annoying. Okay, I don't like that. Let's just tag x as script.parent, x.cframe equals x.cframe times cframe.new 111 wait and then reverse that, -1, like so, and I'll make that 0.5 transparency and bigger, just so we can get a better look at it. Whoops, line 4. Oh, whoops, so I don't, maybe it's because, is it, oh yeah, I get it now, okay, I thought it was only this one, but I forgot to copy and paste it, so it would be in this one too. I don't know why I looked at line 9 before line 4. Okay, there we go. So we'll just keep going back and forth. Now that we know this works, what we can do is make this invisible, and we can make Bob over here set our camera to, oh not this one, here we go. Oh wait, I should probably name this something other than part. Part's not very efficient. Let's put Bob over here, and Bob's script will set it to camtarg and disable and enable that. We don't really need to do that, but still. Whoops. Oh, whoops. God, I'm an idiot. I was like, oh, just change camtarg in the middle of it. God, I'm an idiot. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, and we'll probably still have that inside our backpack, won't we? So I'll just disable that. I'm trying to hurry before the moving thing does 100 loops. See? We're following the camera like in Nuns 2. Except you want to do a well through do loop, which you should know by now. Oh yeah, you might want like camtarg can collide equals false, so it's not battering you around like that. See, it's quite cool. That pretty much wraps up like most of what I actually use with cameras, and there's a lot more you can do with it. So feel free to criticise my lack of knowledge, but I mostly make fighting games, so I'm not one to use cameras. Well, with that out of the way, I hope it was helpful in any way possible, and I thought I would answer like some of the questions in the 200 subscribers vid that I did. I have 3 questions if that's alright. By 2012 exist. 1. What's your favourite anime? It is Higurashi no Nakukoro ni, or Higurashi no Nakukoro ni Rei, or Higurashi no Nakukoro ni Kai. I don't really like Umineko no Nakukoro ni as much, but yeah, that turns that Higurashi no Nakukoro ni is my favourite anime. But Naruto is my second favourite, and Naruto is also my favourite manga. So yeah, Higurashi no Nakukoro ni is just my favourite. I don't know why, it's just, I just really like it. I've watched it quite a few times. But for long running anime I'd say Naruto, but if I'm not judging it by length then I'd say Higurashi, but if Higurashi was as long as Naruto I'd like Naruto better. But for a short anime, Higurashi is my favourite, but for a long anime, like I consider a short anime like anime that's split into 24 episode series. and long anime, ones that just go on for like a long period of time, prolonging itself. Prolonging. So if that answers your question. 2. What advice can you give to a beginning YouTuber? Well, 1, make videos that use your talents, or something you want to become good at. Like for me, my only real talent is I don't even have any talents actually. I'm just I'm just a hard worker really. So game programming, your interests more like, not talents, interests. My interests are like game programming and game making, so a lot of my videos are demonstrating my games in C#, Dreammaker, Roblox, and playing them and explaining them. And I also have good knowledge in Lua, so I thought I would make a tutorial series in that. And also I wanted to improve my charisma with gameplay through videos, as well as play games. So I guess those are my reasons for making videos. And also RuneScape, I just love playing RuneScape, but copyright issues, I can't really do that. I have permission, but YouTube won't send me the email asking me to confirm that, so yeah. So yeah, to answer the question, do videos that are in your path. Like, I'm in a H&D games programming course, so we play a lot of games, program them, and I thought I would script, play games, and teach others how to script, because it's like what I'm qualified in, I guess you could say. 3. What systems do you play on? PC, Xbox 360 and PS2. I used to be a big Xbox original fan, but I don't really play that as much anymore, or at all. I mean, if I had like a fresh working Xbox, if all the parts ready, I would, but with that dilapidated Xbox in the cupboard, I'm not going to be playing that much. I guess you could get DS. I played like a lot of Pokemon Ruby and that. Completed quite a few Pokemon games to the end, and then I like ROM hacking with not ROM hack, but with Diamond, where I have a team of like Squirtle, Charmander, Bulbasaur, and a Ponyta that is Fly and Meditate. So yeah, I kind of mess around with Diamond, but Fire Red and Ruby were fun to play. So yeah, DS, PC, and Xbox 360, I guess, and PS2. But I mostly just play PC, Xbox, and PS2. I was playing Soul Calibur the other day and playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 the other week, and I play a lot of games, often my own, on the PC. Okay, that was a long one. Okay, oh my god, I hate looking. Asks, what's your favourite game? This is going to sound vain as hell, but to be perfectly honest, my favourite game is my Naruto game, and not just because I made it. After making it, it's like, when you make a game, you often, if it's not for your first time or anything, you often dislike it because you're so sick of testing everything, hours and hours and hours. Like every time I update, I test it for hours on end. So I got sick of it. But then after about half a year, it allowed me to step back, and I'm addicted to it. It's just really fun. Mind, I'm the guy that was addicted to Dare 4's Naruto game for the whole of 2009. So I haven't changed much since then. So I wanted to make a Naruto game which was as good as Dare 4's, but without overpowered attacks. And before I knew it, I had 3 Naruto games leading on to this one, which ended up really fun. So I actually find my own Naruto game to be my favourite game. And not just out of vanity or because I made it, I just love it in general. I don't play most of my games, unless it's for the odd run through. Okay, next question by Stephen 5544. Sorry, 5544. I have a few. A few what, Stephen? 1. Where do you live? Scotland, on the earth. 2. How old are you? 19. I joined ROBLOX when I was 14. The first time I played it was probably when I was 13. I briefly looked into the site and never played it, but I joined it at 14 in 2008. And before I knew it, I'd spent my teenage life playing Naruto games. I mean, I'm making Naruto games and other games in Roblox and other sites. And I started Roblox when I was in like the middle of high school, and I'd sit there in English drawing diagrams for water prison and such. And then 5th year, I didn't really know what I was going to do, whether I was going to go to 6th year or whatnot. But in the summer holidays, I got a letter ask, talking about like Reed Care College, and I probably shouldn't say what college I'm at, courses. So that is when I decided to go become a games programmer. Because mostly of Roblox, but because I wanted to since I was a kid. Since I saw an advert on Cartoon Network saying that they had awesome games and stuff, my first thought wasn't I want to play more games, it was I want to make more games. So I got into Game Maker version 1 and stuff, and I did drag and drop like game making a wee bit, but I'd thought I was too stupid for that because I was in the lowest of all my classes and gave up on it to become like a voice actor or animator. But then I decided, because of Roblox, that I could do it, that I wasn't dumb, I could become a programmer. So I was like, heck with fate, I'm going to shatter my destiny and join the game program course. So that doesn't really answer that question at all. Well, it does answer it, but it goes way off topic. So yeah, even to this day, like in my maths book, among the equations and such, from even like last year, you'll see like diagrams of Raikaki's Lariat and Lugger Bomb and stuff from just before I made them. Free, can you sing a song? Yes, I can sing a song, but I didn't say I would sing a song. R, G, F, D, Greg, F, D, G, F, G, F, G, F, G, F. How do you even type that, seriously? Must have to copy and paste that from a notepad if I allowed me to log in. Is your real name Friaza? No, my real name isn't Friaza. Huddy, Mana, and CJ. Are you Scottish? Yes, I'm Scottish. Nice guess. I thought I disguised my accent well enough. Do you like Dragon Ball Z? Yeah, I love Akira Toriyama's work. Akira Toriyama's really good, but personally I prefer Dragon Ball than Dragon Ball Z, although they're the same like manga because they aren't like split into two or anything. I prefer Dragon Ball because it's less overpowered, there's a bit more plot, I think. There's a lot more storyline, but in Dragon Ball Z they're just big and powerful and don't really fit in anywhere, so it's really just overpowered beings with like half-assed plotline popping up and them training for 40 episodes to destroy it. I like Dragon Ball a lot more because it's just Goku running around the earth and buildings and stuff, where he defeats these large robots and uses his wee Nimbus cloud and his wee staff and trains with Krillin, and it's just epic. But when they get overpowered it kind of loses that touch and it's just like, oh yeah, another Kamehameha, woo. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Dragon Ball Z, but I think Dragon Ball was amazing, Dragon Ball Z was good, and Dragon Ball GT kind of went downhill from there. That's just my opinion though. Masashi Kishimoto was inspired by Akira Toriyama. If you've read the Naruto manga from the beginning, he mentions him quite a lot, and that's what inspired Masashi Kishimoto to draw manga. So yeah, Akira Toriyama is just awesome. But yeah, just playing. Hey, can you play more Happy Wheels videos? If you make more Happy Wheels videos, they're hilarious. Thanks, just playing. Yeah, probably will, but I noticed that all the videos I was doing were just random level playthroughs. I wanted to like play through a few games and not just do random levels because it doesn't really have a point. So I wanted to just stop that for a few days and or a week or whatnot, 2 weeks, and like play through Sonic first and get a few things out of the way like this video. Before I go back to like other like random levels, so that I can focus on actual games. Because I noticed with like random videos, people watch a few episodes then kind of get bored. So yeah. The Denchi one. My question: can I challenge you to a 1v1, 1 versus 1 matchup on Roblox now? Yeah, you can. Fight me in my Naruto game. If I see you in the game, I'll try and find you and fight, but I'm on the game like every day. I guess I'll go in my main a bit more. I often go in alts. Rikurin Yamagiri, ignoring the first line. Yes, I did do the next video shirtless. If you saw my Roblox avatar during the video, you'll notice that they weren't wearing a t-shirt. I mean, Friaza wasn't wearing a t-shirt or a shirt. So yes, I did. Thanks for the compliment. Didn't see that one coming. I was expecting more game design questions, but thanks for your questions. They were all really good. I like this one the best. Well, yeah, thanks for watching. I hope the tutorial helped, and goodbye players.